Reporting live from the International McNeil headquarters is Mr. McNeil.
From beautiful Baja Tustin, it's time to talk about the Paul Heyne version of scarcity. Paul Heyne says that it's a relationship between wants, the wants for something, and its availability. Turns out that most goods are not freely available. But in some cases there is more available than there are wants, in which case the good is free. Land in the West was free originally. There was more land than people that wanted it, and so people could just come and take the land that they wanted freely. Air is another example, but just dirty old air, not clean, sweet-smelling air or cool air. That's not free, but just regular old air. Now, it turns out that most everything else is scarce because there are more wants for them than is freely available. So, if the particular good we're looking at is scarce, then we have to make choices. There will be costs, and people will have to compete to obtain them. Now, anything that takes scarce resources to produce must be scarce itself. And it brings up the issue of choices, cost, and competition. And not only that, it brings up the issue of rationing. I'm going to talk extensively about rationing in the next one. But basically, rationing means if you have 20 people who want it, if there are 20 units of want for it, but only 3 available, how do you figure out which 3 out of the 10 are going to end up getting it? That's rationing. It's the method or the process by which you solve that problem. But right now, I want to focus on the relationship between cost and scarcity. It turns out that if something is more scarce, the competition to get it will be more intense. And if something is less scarce, the competition to get it will be less intense. That is, the cost will be less. So wait, oh look, I see scarcity right now. Oh, wait, you're scary, but you're not scarcity, are you? Oh no. Okay, well, be scarcity and do whatever scarcity does. Go ahead. Okay, for an example now. See this right here? This is the costometer. Costometer. Up here is super costly, very costly, costly. See this up here? This is like diamonds and Mercedes SLSs. Costly, Toyota Camry. Not very costly, I don't know, bottled water. Low cost, a pound of sand. And free, just like Larry Miller says. Right there at the very bottom, it's like air. Okay, so here's our demonstration. Ready? These are weights for wants or costs. Okay, what happens if this is availability on this side, this is wants over here. So, what happens if, oh look, more is available. Oh, it used to be costly, now it's not so costly. Oh, look at that one. More availability, lower cost. Can we do it? Look at that. It's free just about. Oh, let's go over here. It's not land in the West. What happened to land in the West was the wants for it increased, and increased some more. And here, how about wants in Irvine? Oh, man. $1 million an acre. So, what's the lesson here? If it is, this relationship between availability and wants, if there are lots of availability compared to the wants, then the cost of obtaining it will be low. If there are lots of wants, but not that much availability, then the cost will be high, and everything in between. Now, it raises a very interesting question, and that is, can you beat scarcity? How do you beat scarcity? Okay, come back here, scarcity. We have to look at this. Come on. Yeah, it's going to be scarce, right? Not much availability. Lots of wants. Oh, look at all these wants. Oh, okay. Oh, man. I think we're even a little more costly than that. Yeah, there we go. Now, how do we make it less costly? Well, let's reduce the wants for it. Will that reduce the cost? Yes, it changes the balance to less costly. How do you make something less wanted? Substitutes. Create substitutes. All right? How about if we make more of the stuff available? Oh, there's an increase in availability. Every time you increase the availability, does that make it less costly as well? Yes. But what if we have, okay, the other way, there we go. Now what if we have lots of wants and very little available? Very little available. There, like that. And we say, we hate this. This won't do. It's too costly. And so what we do is we try to force down the cost by pushing down the price. Will it work? It will not work. And I will explain in the next video. Thank you, Scarcity.